Chapter 11, Observation Methods. This is an interesting chapter in the fact that it deals with techniques involved in research where you observe behavior. And there's a variety of ways to do this. This is an interesting activity used in some exploratory research for sure, but also explanatory, where we're trying to figure out, for example, mystery dine at Seasons Restaurant, where we pay people to be mystery shoppers. This still goes on, and shop competition or shop themselves with various touch points that we're observing. So we're trying to see, the goal here with observation methods is to get actual behavior, not what people say they might do, but actually what they do. And that can be invaluable. Again, we're after consumer behavior. That's what market research is all about: observing, understanding, quantifying, and then using consumer behavior to make appeals to the market. So there's a number of what can be observed. Online is also observational in a sense, where we're tracking click behavior, dwell time at certain websites, links, and so on. There are limitations. If you can't see it, it's hard to explain in a bit why it occurred. Why is the kind of that key ingredient. If you can figure out why people buy what they buy and why they do what they do, which they maybe can't verbalize, directly. Well, I know why I do this. There's some things that everyone does that are just reflexive or, ingrained, especially with low involvement purchases. High involvement's a little easier to describe, but and that's in a different area of the study. But if you have questions about that, let me know. So visible observation, hidden observation. There's advantages, disadvantages as always. Let's see here. Observation of human behavior. Response latency. It takes a certain amount of time to make a choice between two alternatives. That's what we're looking at. Again, it's consumer behavior. Everything really revolves around that. Now, in the B2B world, let me caution you, this is a little different. This is more B2C, business consumer, retail world. You and I are most, what we understand most because we're involved in it day to day. The B2B world probably wouldn't use this as much or with any degree of regularity, because B2B purchase decisions are much more driven by professional need and professional buyers. So the emotional element it's not absent completely, but it's certainly a different set of buying circumstances, and consumer behavior is different in the B2B world. It needs to be understood, but still it's much more straightforward. So direct contrived observation, so a variety of things. Probably the thing to be most concerned about is ethical issues, right to privacy. Caution everybody to be aware of these things, and the the downside to being accused of violating privacy rights in research is gigantic. I mean, it's very bad press, very bad PR, and it's hard to, once it happens, it's hard. You can't undo it. You can apologize. People don't remember things. That's probably the one good thing about that. But you have to be aware that it is a concern. Mechanical observation. Sometimes you'll even see this. And if you ever see looks like a black rope across a road connected to a steel box, they're measuring traffic, patterns, time, intensity, rates, and so on. So that's certain kind of market research, or it could be. Scanner behavior, probably not as done as much as it once was because of the internet, but certainly I'm trying to think of the company. ScanTrack was a scanner-based, retail purchase scanner where people would actually scan barcodes and upload them. Again, it's more or less a thing of the past. Tracking eye movements, more laboratory-based physiological reaction measurements. So that's probably as far as we need to go here. This is the interesting chapter. Make sure you give it a read so you are duly informed. Take care.